Hey friends. So I want to briefly go over what happened in chapter 11. So in chapter 11, we had a setting change. Chapter 11 took place in California in 1980. Amir is 20 years old and he's graduated from high school, and his dad Baba is super proud of him, and I think might be the first time that his dad has been proud of him since he won that kite tournament, which he couldn't even enjoy. Remember, Amir couldn't even enjoy because he was just so consumed with his guilt of what had happened to Hassan. So this is the first time that he is like proud of his own accomplishment and that he's able to like join in with Baba and Baba's celebration. To celebrate his graduation, Baba buys Amir a car and says, "Hey, you're going to need this for college." We learn that Amir wants to get his degree in English. Remember, he loves creative writing. And his dad's really not very happy about that. And he says, "Well, how are you going to support your wife? Like, what kind of income are you hoping to make here? What are you planning on doing?" And Amir says that he'll just work really hard, but this is like his dream and his passion. We also learn that Baba is not really fitting in very well. He has a really hard time understanding American like culture and American values, and um, there's been a big change in him from like this bear wrestling big tough guy who's super well respected in Afghanistan. Here, he doesn't have money, he doesn't have power, he doesn't have prestige, and he freaks out because he has to show his ID to a person working at the like gas station or the store or whatever, because that's just not how it's done in Afghanistan. So he's having a really hard time just like fitting in. Um, they are really poor. We learned that Baba is just like working at a gas station, and that's how they're making their income. Remember, Amir's just a high school kid, and he's about to go to college, so he's not working. And they're really struggling to just like make ends meet, and so they do qualify for food stamps, but Baba sees this as just like a huge humiliation. Like he's so embarrassed that um, anybody would even offer that, and he's like so ashamed that he would never be caught paying with food stamps. So he's very much against welfare and asking for help and getting any help in return. Um, and at the end of the chapter, we learn that Amir and Baba bought a VW bus, and they like to go around to garage sales and buy stuff for fairly cheap, and then they go to this flea market and they resell all of that for profit. So they're just like buying small, like almost like knick-knacky appliances and things. So like records, sewing machine, whatnot. At the very end of the chapter, Amir meets a lady named Soraya, and he goes into great detail about her hook nose and her silky black hair and her arched eyebrows. And anyway, he's totally smitten with her. And that's going to become apparent again in chapter 12. So Amir just can't stop thinking about her. She's at the thrift store, or that's the flea market every weekend, and he's always looking for a chance to talk to her. And like a boy and girl talking to one another would be like huge gossip, and like it would be something that would be like scandalous. But Amir just can't help himself. He thinks she's so pretty, and he wants to just go over and talk to her about stories, and she's always reading books, and he always wants to go talk about books with her. And there's a scene where she's reading Worthing Heights, and she says, "Sad stories make great books." And gosh, isn't that true for the Kite Runner? Like, this has been so sad so far. So this is kind of a more optimistic chapter almost, except that there is a bit of Baba does get sick in this chapter, and classic Baba refuses any like medical help or going to a doctor or anything. So that's all going to be in this chapter. We're just reading chapter 12 today. So we're going to read chapter 12. We're going to take the chapter 12 quiz, and then you should have time, if you haven't done so already, to work on your no red ink for this week. This week we are working on prepositions and comma splices, and we are not going to make that mistake anymore. Okay, that's it. Let me know if I can help you with anything.